morning, good evening, good everything, everybody. This has been something people have asked for a couple times. This is a uvula clicks, so I'm gonna do a small tutorial on uvula clicks. There's not much I can really like. It's not an easy sound to teach, is the best way to put it. Like if I were to describe this sound, a lot of uvula movement. Your tongue placement it just has to stay in the same spot. And if you know how to do, that's the exact spot. It's just like kind of back in the throat, like it's kind of like bunched up a little bit, but like not covering the whole. And that's the only tongue placement really that I can give you. So there's not a lot of skill or muscle memory, and it's more so control over a very weird, odd spot. So to get into this, it's a so that's a sound, right? We're going for this little, and we've all, we got the periplatypus sound. Everybody calls it like that. And then you've got this shitty, like, I've got phlegm in my throat sound, which is a and that part's inwards. The out, and then that's inwards. And what you're trying to do is you're hollowing that. So you can tell there's still air. My Adam's apple stuff is like, you want to go. If you see that, there's a drop. That's where the hollowing happens. That's where it's going to go into that hollow sound. And that's where you're going to get the clicks from. And what you're doing is you're oscillating very quickly in and out of the out and the in, both hollow. And basically, this is like driving air to like push your uvula, is the best way I can describe how it works. And the most complimentary way to do this is like if you've ever gurgled water before, which by the way, this is a water intensive sound. If your throat is not wet, you will not get the sound. You need water. If your throat's not wet and it's dry, you're going to get like it's just not going to work. But gurgling water, yeah. You're hollowing your throat to do that, and it's allowing the water to almost fall into your throat, but you're pushing air up with your uvula, and that's how that sound gets made. And so it's like that, and you've already got the outward part. Next thing you get the inwards is just any way you can teach yourself to reverse the flow of the motion, do that. I don't know any better way to express it as if you need to do something big and breathy and expand your throat and expand your diaphragm, that might work best for you. And then just learning to hollow it. Another way would be to vocalize it, like which is ear piercing in its own beautiful way. And you can be like 2H. That's the 2H raptor scream. Is like, but that's always one way to do it. Other like the use for the sound is very unique. Like it's not a sound that's easy to like mix into your beats, and I'll say that much. So I've kind of done the tutorial right there. Just hollow it, go in and out, find different ways that's gonna work for you. Whatever works for you works for you. How do we use it, right? And I use it in my tech. I'll use it as a drop. So like, but it's a very complementary sound. It is very much an isolated sound. It's not something that I would recommend mixing in a lot. A lot of people do like hollow claps with it, like I've heard people do like some people have done like a really short spurt of it into a hollow clap. X Flaws used to do it a lot. He was big into doing the uvula clicks. I remember. I'm not sure who else does them a lot. You'd have to find them. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of newer beatboxers who've learned the sound. I learned it back. I've done it when I was a kid. Like that was my thing when I was just a little baby sprout. But personally, when it came to doing uvula clicks in the beatbox scene, I started back in like 2017, 2016 era, and that nobody did that sound. It was like X Files was the only person I met that knew how to do it. And then Sick Lee came along, and I was like, yo, no way. And so I was doing shit with Sick Lee, and then I just remember I did one sound, which is you do the uvula click, but it's more like just is not there's no in and out. but it's very slow. You know, any pitch you want, but you close your mouth and you do it through your nasal cavity, and so the sound's gonna come out through your nose. And I just remember, like, he took that and he ran with it, and he's doing great with it, man. That's his sound at this point. I do not use that as much as he does, or as good as he does, man. But that's one way to like use uvula clicks as well, is to add it to stuff. For instance, like giving it vocalization. Oh, you can do it with your mouth closed too. So. But that's not gonna come through on mic very well unless you're like fucking right on it. I use it once again as a drop, added to my text. Like shit like that. And then you've also got stuff like like you can do it as a drop. I don't fucking know. Do whatever you want with it. I mean, if you can learn it, learn it. There's a lot of people that want to learn it. I've seen a couple of you in the Discord who really want to learn the sound, Jacob included. It's not an easy sound to kind of to do. It's kind of, you know, it's difficult. I don't really know if there's any really nice ways to explain it. Once again, my tongue is bunched up in my throat like this and it's back, but there's plenty of room here for the movement. It's just that my tongue isn't extended. You can't do it if your tongue is out. It's like you can kind of, I guess, but like it's not easy. And you can see that, like there's that whole like hollowness. And there's you moving your lips to do different vowels. Is wow, and I. You know, so you just play around with it, honestly. If you have any questions, please leave comments. If you have anything that maybe you want to meet up with me in Discord and we can talk, like the Discord will be in the description of the video, I'm sure. You know, and also thank you to everybody who's in the Discord and joined and stayed. There's a lot of people. I'm surprised. You know, a small channel, small community, but I'm sure it's mostly Proxy's doing. Proxy's doing a great job. We got a lot of stuff working on right now. Obviously, we're not very active in the Discord. Couldn't tell you why. But yeah, once again, just hit me up. Ask me for any advice. If you want to jam, we can jam, you know. If you want to do like a jam session, just focus on this sound and be like, show me some, let's do stuff on this sound specifically and we can jam and I'll play around with it and create new patterns and random stuff. And like, if you like one, just take it away and leave with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hope this was helpful to at least some of you. This is an 8-minute, almost 9-minute tutorial on how to do uvula clicks. I know the last video was a little long, but I think that makes it so much funnier. So honestly, prolonging these videos is just nice. If Proxy has anything to add to this, he will add something to the end of the video as his part. If not, thank you all for listening. I wish you all great luck learning this sound, as I'm the most confusing teacher. But yeah, just let me know. And if anybody gets it from this tutorial, I'd like to fucking see it in the comments. I really would. I would love to see that somebody actually learned something from me trying to teach this sound, because I don't think I've ever taught this sound to anybody. This sound specifically is something that if I met you and you did it, you probably did it before I met you. Because it is just a very niche sound that is not teachable in most aspects. Anyways, peace.
Join the Discord, link in the description.